Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, California Resources Corporation, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, Bakersfield City School District, and the San Luis Obispo County Office of Education, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.
Well, welcome to Flipping Houses with Mary Lou. Just kidding. We are live today. I am here with John Lee, branch manager of Emser Tile.
Hello.
John, can you quickly kind of tell everybody exactly what your company includes?
Well, here at Emser Tile, we are one of the country's largest tile distributor. So we work a lot with tile distributors in town. So all the people that resell tile, we sell to them, they resell to the customer. We work with a lot of architects and construction companies and home builders in town to help them create the goal and the dream, have it come true. And that's what we work with all the time. And being one of the largest tile distributors in America, we have such a large breadth of selection for people to choose from. So it's really a pleasure to get to work with people and make their dream like this beautiful project we're working on right here come true and see the smile on their face.
Now, how long have you been with the company?
I've been with Emser 4 years now. Next month will be my anniversary, and it's been a great 4 years. It's a great company.
Can you give us a little bit background of Emser?
Sure, yes. Emser has been around since 1968. It's a family-owned company, started by a father, and actually the name of the company is named after the 5 brothers. It's the first letter from each of their son's name in chronological order. So it's really great for them to have that in the company and instill that in the company, family values.
Okay, so we're actually on site
Yes.
of a house that you have been working on.
Correct.
Can you kind of tell us what's going on? Because there's a lot of construction going on here.
Yes, there is. This is a good friend of mine, Gilbert. He loaned us this house for this, but what he had here is he bought this about 1.5 years ago, and it was a beautiful house, but they wanted to lighten it up and make it a little more modern. So by adding wood look tile, and the grays are really popular right now and stuff like that, we brought that into the house to give it that new pop and give it a new feel. And you see it lightened up the house a little bit, made it look bigger even with the reflection of the light now off of this rather than the dark wood that was here before. They put some new paint on the wall. They're changing the fireplace from an older brick style to more of a modern look. That with a lot of stacked stone that we're seeing, and the colors once again kind of carry into the floor with the grays and the whites and stuff like that. So I'll give it that brighter look as well.
So in here used to be carpet, correct?
It was a carpet and wood flooring.
Carpet and wood. Okay.
Yes.
So, but these are 2 mediums, right?
Correct.
Because this is tile. It's a wood. It's like takes like a wood faux kind of
Correct.
tile.
Exactly.
But this, what type of material would that be?
That's a quartz product right there. So it has, if you don't know if you can see with the camera, but it has like a little glitter in there. So when the light hits it, it'll have a little sparkle in that right there. And there's a stacked stones that come in panels like we have up here. And then you just kind of interlock them and build up on it as you go up on there.
So it's almost like a puzzle that you're putting together.
Very good. Yes, yes. And then if there's corner pieces to wrap around if you want to do so. So that way you get a nice finished look like it's all one piece and carries around the front of the fireplace. It's going to look gorgeous. So
Will this go all the way up?
correct, yes. We're going to carry that all the way up in the fireplace. Right now he's having a beautiful hearth, wood hearth made to go on top of there to cap it off, which really bring it all together. The fireplace, the floor, and the tile, everything will just be seamless at that point.
Okay, can we see what else is happening? Because we have this room,
Oh, yes.
right? And then there's more rooms
There's a
around
lot
the
more
corner.
going on. So where you're standing right now, if you see the orange on the floor, there's some slight imperfections in the way the tile was laid. Not in the tile itself, but the floor has to be really flat. So sometimes you have to massage the tile to make it work. So we're going to go back through with the installation company and show them what we can do to get that so it looks nice and smooth there so you don't stub your toe. And then you can see in here, this is where we're carrying on with the project with the installation company. He has a lot more going on, knocked out some walls here. They also are getting new cabinets, new countertops, so they're redoing everything. So it's going to be a brand new model.
We were talking, would tile be the first thing to go in or the last thing to go in?
Great question. You can do it at any time, don't get me wrong, but you want to do it last because you're going to have stuff rolling on this stuff if you do it first. You're going to have paint all over the place if you do it first. So you have really a chance of damaging your finished product. So you want to most likely always do it one of the last things of the house.
Is the tile. Okay, and there's another room over here, and this is a finished room,
Correct. Yeah, the floor is finished in here. There's still a slight 2 or 3 tiles that we're going to replace. Now, those are some things you may never notice, but we want to give this, it's a permanent product. So this is going to be laid just about forever. So we're not going to replace it in a couple of years. It looks gorgeous. It's not going to damage or anything or wear. So we want to make sure it's done right now because they're never going to replace it again because it just looks that good and it's going to be that durable. Tile, if installed correctly, it should last almost a lifetime.
Now, talking about installation, because I'm a fixer-upper kind of person, I like to do it myself. But tile is one thing I'm scared of because to me it seems so difficult.
A project this size you would not want to probably take on yourself. If you want to do a little room to start with, that's a great way to get to learn tile and stuff like that. And every shape of tile will have different things going on. So a small tile, like a 13 by 13, will be easier to install than maybe a wood plank like this. Because the longer a tile gets, you have to match it up and it just makes it a little harder. So you really need a professional or someone that has the time to massage and really knows how to work the tile to get that perfect look.
And also the line up.
Correct, yes. Line up is very important. So it has a seamless look, as you can see, going through the floor here, where the lines match up going across.
Yeah.
That
Beautiful. Now, when we come back, we're going to be talking about measurements with some math problems, and also we're going to be talking about the angles and how difficult that is.
Definitely.
Yes?
No, definitely. I'm ready.
Okay, let's send it back to the studio. We are back live with John Lee, branch manager of Emser Tile, and we've been walking around. We're at a job site.
Correct.
And we've been talking about the tile they chose.
Yes.
And now we want to talk more mathematics.
Correct. The great thing I love about using practical math is it really plays a role in our industry. The day-to-day math that you're learning in school and stuff like that can really be applied here in the job site and what we do. And one of the first things, we look at is, here's a question for you kids out there. How many inches in a square foot?
Now, you would ask this somebody that you are interviewing to hire, correct?
That I would, just to see if they have the knowledge of the industry, but as well as sometimes with math, you got to break it down to the least common denominator in a way to find out how to do it. So in this way, is say you have a tile like this. It's 8 inches by 45 inches. So some people go, well, how many square feet does one tile cover? In order to do that, you gotta, break that down into a way you can divide it and make it happen. So the first question is, how many inches in a square foot? I am no artist, let me throw that out there right now. So here's a 12-inch, by 12-inch tile. So it's pretty rudimentary. 12 times 12 is?
144.
144. So that's our base. We're gonna start with that right there. So this tile's an 8 by 45, and 8 times 45 is 360 inches. So this is 360 square inches. So what we're going to do is take 360 divided by the 144, and we'll get how many square feet one piece of tile will cover.
Oh, wow.
So we've already done the math. It's 2.5 square feet. So that way, if someone goes, hey, I got 25 square feet, how many tiles do I need? 10 pieces. And that's, you'll get some extra, but that's what it's going to cover. So that kind of breaks everything down so you can do the math and have it on a level playing field.
So let me ask you, do you use just US measurement or do you use metric measurement?
Most of it's going to be US measurement. The way we do it in our industry is we don't really do it by piece like I just mentioned, but people do ask once in a while, so it's good to have that basic math fact. Someone's going to come in a room like this, and they're going to say, we have a 10 by 10 room. How many square feet is that? And that's where it's great because in our industry it's such an easy way to do math. You have 100 square feet. So then we'll just plug in 100 square feet, put this tile in there, it'll tell you how many pieces of tile you need. So a lot of times it's not done by the piece, it's done by the square foot, and it's all inputs and stuff like that.
Now, because this tile, which is the new up and coming, because it's shaped so differently, okay? Usually, like you said, usually just a square.
Correct.
Right? But now it's not.
Yes.
It's different.
And that's why you need that math to kind of get that level playing field so you can see what you're playing with. Back in the day it was always a 12 by 12 tile. Well, that's 1 square foot, so if you have 100 square feet, you need 100 tile. And it made it pretty simple, but nowadays, you do have to use some of your math skills Remember that, kids? To get to know that type of stuff, so you know what you're working with.
But also what we have to think, because this is not a perfect square
No,
room,
it is not.
and normally houses are not. We have corners, like over
Yes.
there's a corner. How do you calculate that in your estimation with your tile?
When we measure a room like this, what we always want to do is to calculate for the corners, the 45s, the 32s, and the 90s, and everything goes in there. When the installer will do their measurement, 100 square feet, they'll usually add about 10% onto that for the waste factor and cutting and stuff like that, because they know there's going to be angles and corners that'll eat up more tile. So they'll have to factor that into it. So every installer does it a little bit differently, but 10% is usually the standard, because you'll want to also keep some extra tile hidden away in case one ever does have an issue, or someone drops a bowling ball on it or something like that.
Okay, so my house is 12 years old, and I had it built, and I have tile. Well, a piece of tile breaks. I don't have my leftover tile anymore. Can I just order the piece, the one piece I need now? How come? I mean,
Looks like we're going to remodel your house pretty soon, because no, unfortunately, a lot of times, like anything in a fashion or style, it has a life cycle. You know, everything pretty much does. So we can try to match it up, but for a lot of times, it's going to be a challenge. It really is. So if you don't have that box and you got a piece in the middle of your floor, maybe get a throw rug.
because it's the colors change.
Correct. The colors will change. And a lot of our tile lines, such as this one, this won't be around probably in 12 years. We'll change the variation slightly, or it'll be lighter, darker, whatever the trend is in the industry. As one of the largest tile manufacturers, we have a lot of designers in our office on the cutting edge of new design, so it's always changing, so it doesn't stay stagnant. And colors every year, every couple months are changing, so we got to keep up with that. So if this isn't the latest and greatest, we're going to have the latest and greatest and keep constantly updating our core product line.
Now, you also talked about the size,
Yes.
because every box is actually different, isn't it?
Well, we talk about nominal size in the construction industry, whether it's 2x4s nowadays, or if you go to PVC pipe or even tile, they call it a nominal size. Nominal means approximately. So this says it's an 8x45, but if you measure it, it may be 7 3/4 by 44 3/4.
So it's not exact.
Correct. But every piece will be the same exact
In
size
that
of it.
box.
But yeah, that way you can do math easier, you know, rather than say 43 3/4, you know, and I'll send that back to Mike who wants to do the math on that one, but I won't try to do that one, okay?
But each box, so if I get another box, they will all be the same, but they might be off by a 1/4 inch or something.
Each one will match the previous box. They will all match each other, but they won't be true to the size of a
So
8x45.
that leads to when you're laying down. When you're laying down the tile,
Yes.
do you need to lay it down by the box since they all line up, or does that not really
Well,
matter?
it won't make a difference. It'll all be from the factory cut the same length, so and same width, so you'll be fine.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
this has been great information. And when we come back, we have more going on over here at our job site. So I'm going to send it back to the studio. We are back live with John Lee, branch manager of Emser Tile. And we've already gone through your construction site here,
Correct,
the
yes.
job, talked about all the tile and everything that goes on with it. We even did our math problem.
Yes, we did.
Now, last week we were visiting the ROC, the Kern High School District ROC program. What relationship do you have with that?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Currently, we're working with the high school district to develop a curriculum for tile setting. They're doing a whole construction program, I believe is what they're developing, and we're hoping to be a part of that so that when people coming out of high school can have maybe a career setting tile in this industry, designing, which is fast growing, our community is growing, we have a lot of building and developing going on right now, so it'd be really a great thing for some people to get into. And it's one of those things, friends always want tile installed too, so you always got a side job, so let me tell you.
Now, right now, how would you get into this type of job?
Well, there's a couple ways. It's one of those things, we don't have, unfortunately, a program right now that they can go, a vehicle that they can go to a school for that I'm aware of in Bakersfield. We partner with a couple organizations, Kern County Builders Exchange, have a lot of contractors to help you. There's ABC, Associated Builders and Contractors, a facility for contractors that can also help you get started. But a lot of it is going to be apprenticeship, you know, finding someone in the industry and working with them to learn how to do it. It's not something with this you can just jump in and get a job done right, because a lot of stuff with the service preparation we didn't go into that it's just there's a lot more involved than just putting a tile down.
Now you are also, you deal with builders, home builders, correct?
Yes.
And do you deal a lot with public, or is it just through the home builders?
In my role as a branch manager, it's really community outreach relationships and really driving people into the branch is what I do. I got a great team at the branch that helps deal with the everyday traffic. So my goal is really to spread our brand throughout the city and show everyone what we offer. But we are blessed to do a lot of work with home builders. Our town is growing really rapidly, which is great. We got a great city. So, it's really the relationships of working with them that really helps benefit.
Okay. Is there anything else that you could think of that you feel is most important for our viewers out there to know about your job?
You know what? Just get involved with the community and be out there and be open to things, you know what I mean? And stuff like this will come to you. I was lucky to get this and fortunate to be here with this company and do this great work. So it's all about the community.
I want to thank you today for showing us around this
pleasure.
job site. It's absolutely beautiful what you've been doing. The tile is beautiful. And also I would like to thank the homeowners for allowing us to come out here today and go through and see all the wonderful changes they've been making to the house. And again, thank you so
My pleasure.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, and that's it today from where we are at. So I'm going to send it back to the studio.
Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, California Resources Corporation, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, Bakersfield City School District, and the San Luis Obispo County Office of Education, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.